Sunday show. What we're going to do is the same thing as always. I'm going to check my phone when the live kicks in on there to see if I'm actually making noises on the interwebs. Let's hope so. I've been busy. Started my yard work very early this spring. Got massive poison ivy. I was out for like 2 weeks. I've been busy. And I'm back up again. And I've been trying to catch up and am succeeding. Over halfway there, yard's looking almost respectable. A little bit more, a couple more days, it'll be there. It'll be ready to be maintained. But I'm not even into the maintaining part yet. I'm in the deconstruction part. That's me. So, here we are again. Another fun little Sunday talk. Markets are going to open in about an hour. I was looking up a little research. One of these doohickeys right here. So over the last couple weeks, Japan has intervened in their currency, meaning they sold some bonds, did some things, and it's right around here something happened, and they dropped like 35 million in there. I guess somebody calculated it, so it's around 35 million is the number I know. Who knows what's real? So they intervened because it was up north, 160 yen, Japanese yen per $1. So they intervened and dropped it down. And the thing is, you could intervene. I heard a bunch of different answers. So I asked the machine, and it said they have a total of 3 sessions, and each session is 3 days. So they used up 1. That was bam, bam, bam. And I think they might have used up 2, or because it has to be consecutive days. Yeah, 3 consecutive days of intervention. Counts as a single operation. So a session is an operation, and 3 consecutive days is an operation of the session. All the fun words. So that's what I was saying. Some people were saying it was really close, like they did 5 out of 6, and they're just about done, and they can't intervene anymore. IMF has to step in, which I got to look up what it causes a change in their currency, but I can't remember the term. Like it's not an official global recognized currency or something. I'll figure that out coming up. But like the exact verbiage. But yeah. So according to this, I don't know how old it is. Maybe a couple days. They have 2 out of 3 remaining, and so 6 more, 3 days, and then another 3 days. So they could push that out for weeks because they want to keep it below 160. That's like, an important arbitrary threshold. So each time it starts rising up to there, oh shit, the coffee's making me tired. They're going to try to knock it back down to contain it. So they could kick the can down. Like that's, putting Band-Aids on a nuclear meltdown. Like eventually something's going to have to happen, but they could keep kicking the can down the road, which we need, in my limited opinion. Like what I said last week, I need to see Evernorth has to drop their treasury, BlackRock has to drop their ETF, the OCC has to come out and make an announcement on the real guidelines for stablecoin yield, because Congress is illegitimate and owned by the bankers. We don't want them involved. And so there's those 3 things. And there's a couple little, sprinklings on the cake that could come out. And then some other people were saying, and that Ripple needs their Fed master account. That's a very important thing to have happen. So those are, a lot of people know about Jake Claver's domino theory about the reverse carry trade. These are what I'm talking about is like in between the big dominoes. These are like sub dominoes. So these things have to happen for the big dominoes to fall. And if anybody's in crypto today, you saw we had a nice little thing happen a little bit ago. Crypto jumped from 140, it jumped about 10 cents. Blair jumped, about 1/10 of a cent. So, I mean, that's something. It came back down a little, a Sunday pump, but there was movement. Something was happening. Uh, is that a sign of the OTC, the over the counter drying up, the dark pool starting to dry up a little bit? And, only the biggest of whales could buy on over the counter now. And the second tier have to join us plebs on the exchanges. I don't know, maybe, but it was definitely a trimmer of some kind. And it spiked across the board. So something happened. It was a Sunday pump, but something happened. And this next week, man, something. I know this particular episode I do on Sundays is specifically for the opening of the Japanese market. Um, 6 p.m. our time is 9 a.m. their time. So this show's gonna this correlates right with their market opening. So we'll watch it live. Because one of these times, man, it's gonna be something. One of these delicious days, it's gonna be exactly what I want, and we'll just keep covering it. But this next week, new Fed chairman, new head of the Fed. I don't know what his job title is. Fed, Mr. Fed guy. Uh, New ones coming in. Um, Probably going to be some drama and rug pulls with that. We're having a pump right now in crypto, like I just said. I don't want to be. I'm not a black pillar at all, but I think some rug pulls are happening up. Next week, the Clarity Act, yuck, is going to be signed and basically done, which it's not. It has a bunch more steps afterwards, but this is a huge thing, and the banks are doing everything they can to try to sabotage that now because we're going to get yield off it and actually make money to live, and the banks do not want that. Um, what else, man? Like 10 different things next week, and you'll see it in the next post, not on mine, but on X. They'll say big week next week, and they'll list all the things that are happening. It's like 6, 7, 8 big things. Plus, I'm looking at another couple things. I mean, yeah. So, uh, TMTG, Trump Media and Technology Group, which is under the ticker DJT on the stock market. Um, They filed an MCGA, which is Make Crow Great Again. It's a treasury like Evernorth is a treasury for XRP. MCGA is a Trump Media Group Crow Strategy is what it's going to be called later. It's going to be under the ticker MCGA once it de-SPACs, because it's a SPAC right now, an SPAC. And once it closes, that's called de-SPACing. And that means it's official and it's live. So once that happens, the name's going to change, and big things. And same thing with Evernorth. They're a SPAC. I can't remember the investment group. The shell. No, it's not a shell company. It's a holding company that they're. I know it. It's not in my brain right now, but they are going to close soon as well. They just filed their S1. Well, it's an S4, a weird S1, which is their closing file with the SEC. and they're doing amendments and stuff, and somebody else is too. Oh yeah. I'm gonna talk about that next. So, bro, maybe almost a year ago now, started the MCGA, Make Crow Great Again. They're treasuries. They're actively managed um, asset vaults, and they do what's called pure play, which is just one asset, a single solitary asset. I think that's by the rules. Like Master MSTR, which is used to be MicroStrategy, which is now called Strategy B. Uh, that's a pure play treasury company, and he's gotten into the preferred. It's a stretch, the streak, all the ones STRK, STRH, um, STRC. He got into all those, and people are giving him a lot of FUD, but I think he has a plan. We'll see. I think, regardless of what you think of Bitcoin, if it's outlived its usefulness, and now it has to make way for the new young pups to come through, or whatever you think, uh, I think there's something there. If there's any truth to the rumors of all these countries, all these the Bitcoin treasury, all these things, there's too many well-connected billionaires involved for them to let Bitcoin flop in the wind and fade away. And there's some people saying that Bitcoin for the reverse carry trade and for the all this stuff to activate price appreciation, for the new financial system to come in, and the quantum banking rules and all that. That Satoshi's wallet, which has sat dormant for years, that's probably going to get activated again, and it's going to be sold or moved somewhere because of like safety concerns or and things like that. So that's another little tidbit to watch out for. Another big one is Tether. Um, 'Cause we saw the U.S. can freeze Tether. So that's very not decentralized. It's completely centralized. So you saw they froze Tether. There's rumors Iran has been doing deals in Tether, and maybe more than just Iran, and maybe all the way back to Ukraine, before that to Russiagate, to all that could be traced. There's a chance, and it could be done through Tether, through USDT, and so look for news about, or look for Tether to be in the news. That's another little domino thing to go down, because Tether is probably a part of the government that the government can't hold stocks and bonds or stocks and all that on its own. It needs a proxy to do it, to hold its bonds and stuff. So I'm thinking that's what Tether has been, and now they're done, and like we don't need them anymore, and now we got all the information from them. I think they're gonna get burned, all the assets transferred, and all the bad people that did all the bad things. We got your records. So, but that's just to show you, like, decentralization. Make sure you understand that. Um, but yeah, MCGA. Back to the screen here. They had an initial, it was like 1 billion. They bought at 15.3 cents, and Crow dropped to what we had 7 or 8 cents now. So they lost about 50 billion or 50 million, and but they're sitting there. And once they de-SPAC, once they close and go live, they get access to $5 billion line of credit through Yapi. Oh man, I haven't researched in a while. Yali Pen, YALIPN, and that's so they're gonna get a lot of dough coming up. And they were supposed to close in Q1. Here we are halfway through Q2, but I think they filed their S1 or that weird S4 like Evernorth did, but they did like a silent one and like a non-public one or something like that. And still waiting to hear on that. But what TMTG, Trump Media and Technology Group, which okay, so MCGA is a partnership with Crypto.com and TMTG. So what TMTG did, which also has True Social and FEA, that cold fusion energy power plant, they're pairing up with that. But they're also launching maybe this week, I think, next less than 2 weeks probably, but maybe this next week if everything, timing wise. They're starting a new Chronos yield maximizer ETF. That's coming out on the market. Another bit, so that's huge. So that's huge for Crow. That's huge for crypto in general. That's huge for ETFs. I mean, now you could hold the Crow in your retirement plan in your TSP, like around the way in your TSP, but later on directly. And then another big thing in the next couple days, I think tomorrow or Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, Russia's coming into the crypto world. The Moscow Exchange, MOSEX, they are launching an ETF or allowing XRP, one of those two things. I think launching an ETF, but they're getting into the crypto game. So that's game on, everybody. So, and here we are sitting about 40 minutes away from the Japanese market open. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think anything's going to happen at the open of the market because, like we were saying at the beginning, Japan still has a couple more attempts to, manipulate their fiat currency, which is called intervening. Um, so they could do one next, and it's through once they do one session, that's 3 days in a row. So I don't know their strategy, but I think it's the long game, like just hold it down under 160 uh, yen per dollar as long as possible. But we just saw just now, about an hour ago, Trump, Iran was like, "All right, we'll surrender and blah blah blah, but we're gonna keep our nuclear weapons and we're gonna give away some of our uranium. Okay, bye." And Trump's like, nah, brah. So he just denied all of their responses. So that just happened. So that's very bad news for Japan, um, and their energy needs. And they were already burning through their emergency reserve supply. So if somebody decides to attack them, they don't have the fuel to do anything because they're just trying to keep their money, valuable, to have some value to it, which it's trying to die. Their money is trying to die because fiat always dies. Everyone knows that. Every 72 to 80 years, they can't keep fiat on life support anymore. It dies. And that's where we're at worldwide. So that's why I think it's a huge plan. And Japan is working with the US. So the timing has to be right. So the timing of the world, coming together to get off this worthless demonic fiat we've been on for the last 100 years. One of the little dominoes is the OCC coming out and preempting Congress and the banks, because Congress and the banks are the same thing. When you say Congress, you mean banks. When you say banks, you mean Congress. So the OCC, the regulators are going to come out, the SEC, the CFTC, they're coming out into preemptive, because I think it's Thursday, the 14th, is when they're supposed to sign the Clarity Act, yuck, and start being the heroes of the banking community. And I think the OCC has to come out before then. The OCC closed their comments section. The time they had, were receiving comments, that closed on the 1st, which is about a week ago or more. So they've been writing things up and reviewing the comments, and they're going to have to make an announcement this week. Like, In my opinion, they're going to have to make an announcement before the Clarity Act yuck gets gets some momentum. Because right now it's all talk in the Clarity Act. Like it's probably not going to happen. It's if it let's say it this way: if the Clarity Act does happen, it'll surprise the hell out of me, and I will say I do not understand how this happened. I don't understand how it got through this way. So I really don't think it's going to happen, and that's just my opinion, and I'm going to stick to it. And I'll be in such disbelief if the Clarity Act passes this year. We don't need it. We don't want it. It's a poison. I was online. I've been saying it's a poison pill mixed with a rug pull. We don't need it. Every congressperson is compromised. Every single congress member is illegitimate and cannot prove they were elected. And the 2020 election was a fraudulent, fake, phony, hijacked, treasonous election. So anybody who got elected in 2020 was not elected and cannot prove they were elected. They are illegitimate. Any rules that were made in 2020 to 24, anything that happened has to be pulled back and clawed back. It's illegitimate. So that's where I sit on my opinions of the data. So, yeah, so Japan, they have two more shots of 3 days, 3 consecutive days each to bring it down. Do they want to like hammer it down fast as possible? See if they could drive it down, like 150, 140 yen per dollar. Oh my God. This coffee is making me sleepy. I normally don't drink night coffee. I like that morning coffee. So I feel like they want to save their shots. Maybe they'll blow this shot up this week sometime because there's going to be some news. Like, and anything we do with the rates, we're getting a new Fed head, uh, and anything we do with the rates will mess them up. Will mess Japan up. So they got to do something. They got to raise their rates to stop the inflation, to stop the runaway uh, deflationary, like their purchasing power is going down the tubes, and inflation is skyrocketing. It's devaluating currency is what I was looking for. So they got to do something to fix it, and they're trying this, hail marys that aren't strong enough. Shooting a 9 millimeter at a tank, like it's still coming at you. So they're doing whatever they can. They got to raise rates. They're doing everything they can to avoid raising rates because that means the reverse carry trade happens. And everybody who took all the free Japanese money over the last couple decades, they're going to sell the US bonds, which will crash our economy unless the OCC comes out and makes an announcement. Because even if the Clarity Act this Thursday, yuck, is mocked up or whatever, uh, it's still not law. It has to go back to the full Senate and then back to the House and I think the Senate again, or just some dumb bullshit bureaucrat. And so even if it gets mocked up on the 14th this week, Thursday, crypto bros are gonna clap like seals, but like that has no effect on the law. If Japan decides to move, we still have no ammo. So the OCC, so they're going to have to do like an emergency something, which they're good at, and emergency powers and state of emergency powers. Get the OCC in here now, or the OCC comes out with their announcement and an emergency powers. That would be like a directional emergency, which is fine. And oh my God, the undersea cables running through the Straits of Hormuz, something like I heard this, I didn't research this, but like 90% of internet traffic runs through those cables in uh in Hormuz, and Iran's going to just snip them all and the whole world's out of internet. 3 days of darkness. But Elon's got the Starlink up, so that'll be a quick backup. But they're threatening to do that. Cut those wires, and internet's down, exchanges are down, everything's down. Your bank's down, your car's down. You can't. Everything's down, man. Your smartphone's down. Your apps, like any Tesla car to like charge their phone, any electronic car that uses an app. All some of like in my office right now, I got most of my lights and stuff are controlled through an app on my phone because I think it's cool. But 3 days of darkness, I mean, I can't turn that light on and off. So that's another thing happening. They might. Iran has the power to cut off the world's internet for some reason. You got the scam virus. Literally in Hebrew, it means scam. The Hanta virus. You got all that going. So like, it's maximum distraction. They're just like taking a C-17 airplane from World War II and just throwing rugs out the window everywhere, and rugs are landing everywhere, and everyone's like, well, that looks nice to stand on. So everyone's standing on their own personal rug. So with that quote, I'm like, what rug am I standing on? And I don't know, but I try my best not to stand on rugs. That's the thing. But it's a lifestyle to try to unfuck your mind. So, but like your lawn, man, the grass still grows. You just mow it. It starts growing the moment you mowed it. So you got to come back and mow it again. It's a lifestyle to like keep your mind free. But there's probably some rug. I guess it's the price appreciation, watching crypto go. Like I guess I'm bought all into that crypto is the future of money because this demonic fiat has harmed so many American families and killed so many of hundreds of millions worldwide just because we have fake money. I guess I have to stand on that rug and nail my feet to the floor through the rug because we have to find out a different type of money. This money harms anything it touches. I call the fiat, satanic demonic currency, like anything fiat touches is ultimately corrupted. Fiat, it touched politicians, corrupted. It touched hospitals, completely corrupted. It touched universities, corrupted. It touched religion, corrupted. Anything fiat touches is corrupted. And I guess that's my rug, and I'll stand on it flat-footed, both feet, with my eyes closed because we have if it's a good thing that humans keep existing, which I think humans are good and need to keep existing, then we got to get off the devil's fiat. Like that's my rug. I'll stand on that, and you can pull. I'm gonna make myself as heavy as a mountain. You're not pulling me off that rug. You're dragging me around. I don't care as long as you pull that rug, but I'm not falling off that rug. We need real. If we fix the currency, then elections get fixed. If we fix the currency, then forever wars immediately disappear forever. If we fix the currency, we'll only get good politicians. We haven't had a good politician since Fiat 1913. Like, it's as simple as that. The money, the fiat infects and corrupts and rots everything. So that's my rug. There's probably more, but that's my righteous indignation rug. Anywho, so yeah, Japan has two more. Will they do it today? You will know they do it because you will see an enormous drop for no reason, a gap down for no reason, except for one reason that they just spent millions of fiats to try to save the broken demonic fiat. It's insane. It's insane. So Flair did good today, jumped 10 cents, came back down a little, but we're doing good. They're still developing. Like the rails aren't even built yet. They're doing XRP right now, but next they're going to do Bitcoin. Imagine all the people that are holding Bitcoin. Now you could hold it and get yield off it. As it appreciates, you're getting yield and then more yield and then more yield. Like, and then they're going to come after Doge and some other ones next. I keep telling them to do Shiba Inu, and I don't know. Shiba Inu has just a little place in my heart. Bless its heart. It's trying, and we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, and the new CEO of Crow of Crypto.com, uh, they're totally revamping the Chronos token. Like they say, it's going from an inflation model to a revenue funded one and a burn focused funded one. So that's manufacturing a scarcity. So each transaction makes each Chronos token more scarce, which should translate to valuable. But we saw when people do burns like burn half their supply, it doesn't automatically do that. So you got to integrate utility as well. So is this a picture? Okay. So here's what they're doing. They're doing staking yield. So they're going to do, right now it's about 6%. So what they're going to do is a tiered yield. So you got to lock it up for 1, 3, 5, or I don't know the numbers. I think it's 4 years is the maximum. And then you're getting back 10%. And imagine if the Crow token appreciates at all from 7, we saw it at 15 cents. That'll be a double from here. Um, What if it goes to $1? Then you're getting 10% back, and you bought in at 10 cents or so. I think I got my DCA. I think I'm above 10 cents, but I bought in. I FOMO'd into that. I was just learning crypto, like getting heavy into crypto. So my DCA is a little high on Crow right now, which whatever. Later on, I don't think that'll matter. Right now, it sucks. But so they're going to do tiered staking. So you could do the base and like I'm doing right now, getting 6, but that'll drop to 3%, which is still good. So and that's with zero lockup. You're just getting 3% back. And if it appreciates at all, boom, you're getting passive income monthly. I mean, every couple days, you're getting passive income. You could go every couple days. You just go fill your tank up, get some gas. Get some snacks, get your coffee, and that's just passive income just off one little token. And you got a couple different tokens making yield. Uh, that's an okay thing. Or you could save it and reinvest it into Crow Compound. And I think the time of DCA will be over, soon. But this is the accumulation phase where you could buy in cheap. I think that's going to be over soon. But they're growing, and what else they got? Growth, ecosystem expansion, and user acquisition. They're coming out with an app or a mobile first design. So they're revamping their system to go mobile first. So it's going to be on your phone, the Everything app. And X is coming out with that soon. They still, Elon still hasn't um, announced, what token he is. I mean, it's X, and it's an X. Looks like XRP, but he hasn't announced. He's been talking about Doge for the last couple of years. Um, Flare is going to be able to over collateralize Doge soon, and it's not wrapping. I'm trying to find the word. It's called over collateralizing. Flare does not wrap tokens. Um, Hugo's the guy to explain that. I still don't fully understand it, but it's the best around there. Like if I can't explain it, that means I don't fully understand it. But Flare's coming for Doge and Bitcoin next, and after they build the full stack for XRP. XRP's first, and once that gets rolling, they're coming out for Doge and BTC. So that could be an indicator. I mean, of course, Elon's going to have something to do with BTC. Everyone's going to have something to do with BTC. You know what I mean? But like, he might. He was talking about or talking about Doge for a long time, but none of these people are talking about Crow, and that's what's bugging me. I don't think they all could have NDAs, non-disclosure agreements on them. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, crypto.com is a huge exchange, partnered with some really cool people doing some really big things. I think it'll accumulate some other exchanges and tokens and blah blah blah. Like, there's going to be a consolidate. The great consolidation will be happening soon, and I think crypto.com will come on top of that. But I really think Crow is going to be for machine machine currency, the uh, AI coming on, the AI agents. Everyone's going to have an AI agent on your phone, and it's going to be the agentic economy. Get used to that term, agentic economy, the economy of the agents. And still waiting on mine. They're going to notify me. Nothing yet. So I think Crow is going to be really big into machine money and AI. And if they get the partners with TMTG, who partnered with the energy company, who also, Eric Trump, has ABTC, American Bitcoin, which they're probably going to switch over to AI compute, after a while. They're going to, mine Bitcoin for a while, get some Bitcoin stashed up, and then switch over to AI compute. And they're going to have their energy company owned by their dad. That's easy money for AI. And then, so they're going to be ahead of the agentic economy, and they're paired up with Chronos or with crypto.com already. Bada boom, bada bing. Like, I think the story writes itself, but we'll see. And so then they got growth, expansion, and user acquisition. Get more users and expand the economy. Buyback and burn. Crow purchased and permanently removed. Well, if you know the history of Crow, they already did a buyback and burn, but then they unburned it. And how the hell do you unburn tokens that are permanently burned? Interesting. Infrastructure development and operations, so forward facing, that's good. But a lot, and so this was a governance proposal a couple days ago, last week, and it passed. So it's being implemented now. So big things around the corner for Crow, like big things around the corner for everything related to finance and crypto. It's like I'm trying to cover it all, and you can't. And let's see what else they say. Oh, I said nobody cares. Yeah, I kind of answered this last week. Like, out of the 16 cryptos that the SEC and the CFTC listed, why did they name SHIB? Like, there's 49 million different tokens. Why did they name SHIB? I've like That's a clue. Like, oh my god, that's a clue. And this is my very small account. I just follow basically Flare on this one, maybe a couple others. But huge news for TMTG. They just did their quarter, their Q1 of 2026. They're down 50% because Crow went down 50%. Okay, that sucks, but that's an unrealized loss. Their operating costs are low right now. And just waiting to close. I still think MCGA and Evernorth are paired up somehow. I think they're paired up somehow. They're both waiting. And I figured out what I thought they're waiting for. Because I always say, like, they're waiting for something. All the products are built, everything's there. And you're like, yeah, bro, they're waiting for the regulations. They're waiting for Congress and the banks to get the Clarity Act, yuck. I don't think that's it. But they're waiting for something. And I figured something out the other day. Hopefully I said it. It was last week on Sunday, and I said it, recorded it. But they're waiting for liquidity and price appreciation to close. I think that'll be good for them to like let's say something happens to XRP and it goes way up. Let's just use easy numbers. Let's say $100. All of a sudden, the assets on their balance sheet look really good when they open. So Hedera, big news as always for Hedera. Um, they're into I want to find that chart again. It was everything they were into was I found it last week or the week before. There is a lot of companies. This is not UPS, FedEx, McLaren's. That's F1 racing. The F1 is going on right now. Crypto.com's getting their advertisement on. Like everything is happening. Yeah. Roadmap. That's cool. So this is Hedera. That's H bar. That's big time. I think it's up like 5%. But I mean, those are baby numbers. But it's a lot. Oh man, I'm trying to go by memory of. See if I can get an image of it. Don't give me names, you fool. So blurry. It's 2026 and everything's blurry. This is it. maybe the internet thinks it's aliens, so it's blurring it out for me. It's just a picture. Show it to me. I found it last time, but that was on X. Oh my god, internet, you're killing me. That's my post. Go with the flow, baby. That's the newest post. Nobody's posting about H bar. That's not right. Oh, that's my video. How many watches? Ooh, one like. I got a like. One person likes me. My fan. Oh. I sold polka dot. I don't think I should have sold that. I got some, but I was trying to consolidate and I sold. I didn't hear about it back then, but now, come on. I just need. Like, I posted this picture like 3 times, so maybe I just didn't tag it. But, somebody had to have tagged it. Oh, what do we got? Oh, 8 minutes. We're almost there. Man, I was blabbing for an hour. Look at me go. I said all the things. Those are different cryptos, Web3s. Cardano guy. He's been saying some shit lately. Don't know if he's right or wrong, but he seems kind of angry at everyone. Oh, well, this counts. This ain't what I wanted, but it counts. So you got McLaren in there. I mean, that's I covered it the other day, but like F1 racing, that's probably the most expensive sport around. So they got Abu Dhabi going. Like this is huge, but I wanted the companies. Like we got FedEx, I think IBM. See, I can't remember them. I just want to see a picture. It's so weird. I see this picture all the time. I posted it a bunch of times. Now it's gone. Maybe it changed and it was pulled back, clawed back. Um, but yeah, it's Hedera's a, well, I mean Hedera, Stellar, XLM, and XRP, like easy money with those. But this one's like it's not decentralized. It's centralized, but on purpose. They want it just for them, and they could make the rules they want to use it for what they want to. That's the purpose of H bar. And dang it, which is it's exactly what they want, so that's why they are using it. So it's good to invest in. I wouldn't use it, but I'll get some profits from it because it's not what I wanted. Here we go. Here's some. No, I think Dell was in on it. But yeah, I wouldn't sleep on Hedera. There's something there. I just This is so dumb. I guess the squatting guy, he really likes Hedera. All right, I'm sick of the squatting guy. Should have did a future tense of that. Not. All right, well, whatever. Google, IBM, Dell, Boeing, and we know F1, uh, McLaren. Oh, I think I called it right. The VA, I used to work there, the Veterans Hospital. They're going to blockchain soon. And I asked all the administrators, they never even heard the word blockchain. They're so ancient, dinosaurs bloated. And but they're going onto the blockchain. Supply chains. I wrote the algorithm for that about 5 years ago. Healthcare. I think the VA is going to use HBAR. All right, here we go almost. Actually, I want to find that algorithm. I'll show it off and talk about it. I never. It was my my master's thesis was supposed to be about supply chain resiliency, in a pandemic and disasters. Because I was going to my master's in 2019, I was like, this is perfect. I could study the supply chains. Turns out we destroyed the supply chains on purpose through policy. I was like, well, this is dumb. Like, I can't study supply chain because the politicians are killing all the supply chains off, so I can't even study them. So then I switched and pivoted to studying the policies. So it was a pandemic of policies in 2019. And that's where the bottom dropped out, went down the rabbit hole. I published it into a book. It's on my X site. Buy that book, support your boy. And but yeah, I was initially trying to study supply chains, supply chain resiliency in disasters. And I did a bunch of work on that, got like a 50-page paper together, and I made what I call a iterated golden ratio trigonometric it, function, an algorithm on how to get supply chains out of the administrator's hands, out of the politicians' hands. And this was before AI was a hot thing. And I think I got to start pushing that again because I think I might have saved the world with that one. It's just not in the right hands right now. It's based on a right triangle. It's a mixture of a right triangle mixed with the golden ratio in nature. And I was like, it's good if it's good enough for a flower and a pumpkin and a rose and a tree. It's good enough to buy toilet paper. Like let's go. So I just got to get that in the right hands. But I'll shoot a video on it, send it to old Elon, Alien Musk. All right, we're down to the 2-minute warning, folks. What do you think will happen? I think it'll dip. Kind of just meander and dip a little. The only question, the rogue thing I have in my head is, will Japan come out swinging and just go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because it's Monday in Japan. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just slamming it down at the beginning of the week because they know some news is coming at the end of the week. And Trump just dropped some really bad news today, right before their markets open. Like, imagine that. He dropped, like, nope, I just quit all the Iran deal. I hate them. They suck. And that's at, like, what, probably 3, 4 in the morning over in Japan. And you get a text saying, like, nope, Trump just completely rejected Iran's deal or Iran's, countermeasure. So now, I mean, that's under 100. That's a possibility. Like Japan just comes out swinging. I mean, it's down right now a little bit. You know what I mean? When I'm talking 54, 53, 50, down to like 45, like just comes out swinging. Here we go. Nothing yet. Where's my timer? 26 seconds. All right. We're waiting for the data machines to warm up. Waiting for all the internet cables in the Straits of Hormuz to feel like they're safe so they could transmit data now. Let's see what happens. Down. That went up 28. Nothing. Nothing happening. It's going up a little. I mean, these are minor moves, but I'm just watching everything. And nothing. Remember, it's probably going to do that weird little grayed out, scritchy up and down thing. It's been doing that the last couple weeks. Well, I mean, it went down 100 yen, which is nothing. That's a dollar, or 80 cents or something like that. Which that brought it down to what, 98, 97? Yeah. Well, it looks like they might just let it ride for a little bit, kind of see what's happening, kind of see what it wants to do, and let it kind of ride. So it seems like they want to keep it right around 56. They're comfortable with that, which is still high. I mean, what if your prices of groceries went up 50% in a couple months, which they did? But imagine that. This was at under 10,000 a couple months ago. So now it went up to 1,500, 15,000. So all of a sudden 50% extra for your heat, for all your energy, for your trucking, for them noodles, for them Japan noodles. So these are not small numbers, but we need it above like 18, and we need it the Japan to US, the yen to dollar. We need that above like 161, 162. Like, oh shit, we're climbing. So like we need it to jump. So for the reverse carry trade. So the news out of Iran is, hey Japan, you ain't getting no oil now. Trump just shut that deal down. You ain't getting no oil. That's some bad news. But I mean, everyone's just getting up to go to work over there. The news might have just spread. They're checking their social media. Like, oh, Trump denied it again. So the reverberations are just happening over there. If we could get it somewhere, if we see, I don't know what they're going to do. Like hammering it down is a good tactic, but if you only got two shots left, you know, what are you going to do? So maybe they'll save it for like. So if it opens the day before, so then Thursday night is their close. That's Friday night there. No, how does it work? So Monday is our opening. There's Sunday night. So their Friday would be our Saturday morning, a day ahead. So they would close Thursday night. Let's see, 12 hours. So Friday morning. Geez, that was tough. Friday, no. Yeah, Friday morning they close. So maybe they'll start it Wednesday morning. So then they'll leave it low all weekend long. We'll see. That's my next play, I guess. They'll do it Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, or Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning. Because in their time, which would be nighttime, our time, something like that. What I'm saying is the last 3 days that their market's open, I got to get like a piece of paper on the wall that explains it, because I can't do math and podcasts. It's weird. My math skills go down to zero when I hit record. I don't understand it. Well, it's just maybe it's hijacking that part of the brain or something. But it doesn't look like anything's happening. I'll let it roll for a while longer. I expected it to go up because, like, if it was left alone to go, maybe they are intervening right now a little bit because it should have went up and it's not. So the fact that it's not going up means they intervened, because it was bad news. They're not getting oil anytime soon. And even if we opened up right now, the Straits of Hormuz, and sent the ships out, it's still days and weeks. So, and there's always rugs everywhere. All of this could be pretend, and it's just a narrative story. That could be true too. Any computer can be hacked. So it could all just be a narrative to get you to think a certain way. There's always that rug. But yeah, it's holding steady, which it very much shouldn't. Like, holding steady means not nothing bad, nothing changing, where it's bad and it's changing for the worse. So that's really weird. I wonder if they found like an algorithm bot to intervene in smaller amounts. We're still talking like 1 or 2 million at a time, to keep it steady, which is intervening, but it doesn't look like it on the map, so nobody on social media will see it. And maybe no, and they're betting nobody will pick it up, but it holds it steady. which would be a long game too, but if they got caught, it'd be over. But yeah, it looks like nothing. Actually, oil's coming down a couple bucks. Couple bucks a barrel. There we go. That makes sense. Okay. Like in my head, I was just thinking, like, this shit does not make sense. It's jumping. Yeah. So I'm betting 16 maybe. Oh shit. 156.8. We're rocking. Map's not updating. Huh. That's not right. We're way up here. It's not updating. Hold steady. Look at it. That's at 156.6. We're way up here now. Oh, it's saying it. What is this? There's a bar I could move. Oh, set an arbitrary. We're up here. Oh, it's not in yet. There's no data in yet. Ten p.m. 5/8. This chart is not updated. Yeah, 9 p.m. Interesting, because this should be shot way up here now. It's not reporting the data. Yahoo's not reporting the data. Or something's wrong with my thing. Line. The line. Candle. There's a candle. Mountain. Ooh, mountain's fun. What was the other option? Bar. Bar's not fun. We like mountain. Wait, 5 p.m. Okay, this is reporting now. This is live. 10 p.m. 5/8. No, it's not live yet. This seems like as of this ain't reporting correctly. Huh. So that's slowly climbing. This is interesting. Usually this is market close. It stopped at market close. 10 p.m. though. Holding steady. Maybe does anybody know the answer for this? This is it's reporting, seems like it's reporting accurate data, but it's market open. So this seems to be working, but the chart's not updating. Zoom in, zoom out. No. Zoom in, zoom out. This zooms in, zooms out. I like that. This isn't reporting either. This should be, oh, 2 day. 1 day. There we go. I'm not messing up over here with that. 5 year. 1569, that's the right answer at 1126. Oh, it goes to 57. We're cooking. It's staying steady. It jumped up a couple hundred yen and it's staying steady. Oh yeah, 600 yen or so. This usually works. I don't know why that's not working. Ooh, what does this do? Does it have my number? Ooh, that's fun. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom in. Ooh, zoom out. Still not the right answer though. We should be way the heck up here. I don't like it. Close. Close. Escape. Oh. BTC's on up. You go, girl. XRP was up to, what is it? Excuse me. $1.51 today. That's something. MCGA down a penny, but that's not closed yet. XR. Oh yeah, Yorkville acquisition and Armada acquisition. Those are the SPACs now. Those tickers will change once they de-SPAC, and I think they will do it at the same time. And 42. That was at 38, but that's at market close on a weekend. It's been doing that. It's been spiking when markets closed, and then it comes back down to about $10.38 when markets open. But that's Evernorth is XRPN, and I think that's going to be de-SPACing soon, along with MCGA. I didn't look up Chef, but that's up a little bit. And Michael Saylor's going to be buying Bitcoin tomorrow. You know, he sent his X post, his normal Sunday night X post. You know, back to work tomorrow because he skipped last week. So I think he's going to be buying again this week, and it's up. So his DCA is going to go up. But man, I still think he has a plan, though. I think he has a plan. I mean, still, Bitcoin's probably going to end up on the XRP ledger. That's my guess. You know, I think almost everything's going to end up on the XRPL, like stock market related. Maybe everything. I don't know. We'll see. We're hyping. See, so things in like everything in Japan just got 4% more expensive because your energy's more 4% up, and that'll trickle down to even more than 4%. It's like inflation is going up. It just got 4% more expensive to ship your noodles. They probably make their own noodles to ship your oil in there for your cooking. Anything that goes by truck or by boat, 4% more expensive. And that's just at for them, the distributor, not for what they do to retail. They're not going to eat the price. So that's going to be, 10%, 15% by the time it gets to your ramen. And that's over another 50% in the last couple months. So like 55% all of a sudden at the top. That's an issue. You know what? Like, that's a big issue. But Yahoo Finance is goofing around over here. It did catch everything except the chart is working. It caught the range, 156.9. It caught that. Yeah, we got up to 160.7. That's when Japan intervened. That's when they said, "Okay, no thanks," and dropped what somebody said, 35 million in there. So it looks like it's slowly rising, and Japan's not doing anything about it as of yet. So it seems like they're gonna. I guess I'm trying to think. I'm not a global financial advisor. I'm not a demonic fiat expert, but I know to stay away from it. That's about as expert as you could be. And so I'm guessing they might. They have two more shots left, and each shot is 3 consecutive days. Somewhere they're gone now. It's gone now. But each shot is 3 consecutive days. So they have a total of 6 more days, two sets of 3 consecutive days to intervene and try to correct their demonic fiat. Um, so I think they're going to do it if they didn't do it right now and hammer it down. Maybe their Wednesday, Thursday, Friday stock market, so they could hammer it down on a good note 3 days in a row and end up Friday, what, 150, 145. That'd be a good use of one of their second to last attempt 3 days in a row. Maybe they're doing that. Maybe they're just going to let it ride. I don't know. But one of my thoughts were they right at the bell they're going to start hammering it and get it down now, but they didn't do that. They're letting it rise 4% in the last 19 minutes. Like, that's not sustainable, folks. That is not good. Over another 50% over the last couple months. Like, yeah, 55% in the last 2 or 3 months. Let's say 3. That ain't good, folks. Yahoo's chart's not updating. That's weird. It usually does, right on target. And this isn't updating either. Yeah, you get that darked out squiggly. I told you that was going to happen. Now it's doing it over here. Did I mess something up? I don't think so. Hanging strong under 100 a barrel. Yeah. I guess it's not today. I guess we're gonna we're gonna have to go to work tomorrow, folks. There's the bad news. Unless you like your job, then good for you. Which I happen to like my job, and but good for me. Um, but yeah, if you read the comments in the not the comments, nobody comments. My the description in the beginning, a lot of things are happening this week. So maybe there's just like going to be a lot of automatic deflationary pressure coming on this week. New Fed head, um, a bunch of things happen that are good for the market, good for us hodlers, and that'll give these charts that I always look at a break for now. Like some euphoria will kick in, and that'll supercharge the markets uh, before a rug pull, of course. But it'll kick the can down the road, move some liquidity around, because Japan's also shorting oil. Remember that. So if oil goes down, which they have the power to make it go down, so that's definitely insider trading. But if everyone's on the inside and it's fiat and it's all fiat is 100% corrupt from the beginning. It's magic fairy dust, evil demonic fairy dust. Then everyone who prints the dollar is on the inside because it's evil. So like it's a chain. It's debt chain. Every dollar you have is a chain linked to you, a debt chain. And we're trying to move to an asset based currency where it's angel wings. Every XRP you buy is a bigger angel wings. Every US dollar and Japanese yen you have is a link chain in your prison. That's about as simple as it can get. So I'm gonna let it go just a couple more minutes just to see, but I think we're leveling out. No spikes, no dips. Oh, we're coming back down a little. Ooh, something happened. That came back. What? What? It changed. Would you change? That's looking stupid. Oh, 2 day. No, let's go to 1 day. Recycle. It goes to the 2 day. Let's keep it on the 2 day then. All right. I'll let it roll one more minute, and then I'll be cutting it out for today. But folks, stay tuned, man. I'm not a good influencer. I don't do it consecutively, consistently. I'm just doing it for what I love, and that's Sunday night at Market Open Japan. 'Cause, ooh, that changed. That's what changed. I thought that would change too. So about 24 after it changes, and then oh no, it changed back. Yeah, the programming gets wonky at open. All right, one more minute. But yeah, I just do this on my just for my own self because I watch this later, and then it gets just you know something if you can explain it. So I know Evernorth a little bit. I know MCGA a little bit. I'm starting to learn Flare. Um, I know about the Japanese market opening and what that kind of means for all our treasuries and bonds being sold off by them and other sovereign wealth funds like China and the Iran. Anybody remember that? It was a beauty pageant lady. She's like, and the Iran. See that? Okay, that changed. All right. Looks like we're kind of hovering. I'll keep an eye on it tonight. You guys too. Nothing doesn't seem like anything big. But we had a spike in crypto today. That was a trimmer, man. Like the ground keeps shaking, things keep happening. And there's gonna be an eruption soon, like a good golden eruption, which sounds weird. Um do different currencies. I don't care about anything. So just stay tuned. Like it's all aligning. This next week is gonna be nuts. Like I think there might be some euphoria coming up next week with all the news happening and new Fed head, all that stuff, just the good sentiment happening. People might be getting pumped and like, but it might be for a good reason, just if you're looking down and you see a rug, just be careful. Be careful standing on that rug. But we could have some liquidity flowing around doing some things. We're having some tremors, some shocks, the ground's rumbling a little bit. Birds are flying in a weird pattern, what happens right before a big old volcano type thing. Shit's moving. Evernorth could drop any moment. OCC could come out with their announcement any moment because we don't like Congress. We don't like the banks. We don't need them. They're all illegitimate. They're all banker whores in Congress. All guilty, all illegitimate. We don't need them. The OCC could come out and do some good shit that Congress can't even imagine. That could come out this week. Probably next couple weeks, I'm betting, but who knows? New Fed. Uh, Crow coming out with their yield maximizer ETF. Blackrock coming out soon. Probably not this week, but maybe. Um, everything's primed, man. The rails are being built. Hedera's going up. We just covered that tonight. Flare's just turning into an unstoppable monster. MCGA might come out with their de-SPAC and get their treasury up and running. Evernorth might get their treasury up and running. Michael Saylor's buying tomorrow. Next week might be a good week for liquidity. Like, that would be a reason for Japan not to pull the trigger and waste one of their shots. Like, there could be some good news this next week coming up. There's a lot of news, but it could translate into, liquidity flowing into the market, and that pumps the bags. God, I hope so. Need a break. I need that dopamine, man. It's been scarce. But all right, folks, I'm gonna cut it there because it looks like nothing's happening. We're leveling out. I'm just gonna go ahead and right now believe that's a good sign because there's gonna be a whole bunch of news this week, and it's gonna be good for the markets. Probably, if it is good for the markets, probably short term, but we'll see. I don't want to be a black pillar. I just don't like standing on rugs. They hurt my feet. So I think there's going to be a lot of good news coming up this week. A lot of good things happening. I think there'll be some crypto announcements. The new pro crypto Fed head, too late Jerome's out of there. That's going to be some drama, right? Yeah, what kind of? But that's it, folks. All right, I love you. Thanks for tuning in. If you like my jam, give me what do they do on Rumble? Thumbs up. Give me a hell yeah, and do all that fun stuff. And I appreciate you a lot. I got 6 folks. Y'all my heroes. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Have a good night. Dream of abundance.